a father-daughter bond built on violence. A father and daughter should share love and protection, but for Conor McQuaid, 44, and his daughter Charlotte McQuaid, 20, their bond was built on revenge and brutality. What started as a night out ended in bloodshed outside a nightclub, leaving one man fighting for his life. And the worst part, Charlotte stood there laughing. Conor McQuaid, a 44-year-old man from Runcorn, Cheshire, had a violent past. His daughter, Charlotte McQuaid, 20, seemed to have followed in his footsteps. Instead of stopping her father, she cheered him on as he carried out a merciless attack. The victim, Lewis Reed, a 20-year-old man who never saw it coming. It was the early hours of New Year's Day 2024 in Widnes, Cheshire. A new year should have meant a fresh start, but for Lewis Reed, it almost meant the end of his life. As Lewis stood outside a nightclub in Victoria Square, Conor McQuaid stormed toward him. Before he could react, McQuaid pulled out a knife and stabbed him repeatedly, coldly saying, "This is what you deserve." The attack was brutal and relentless. Lewis suffered 3 deep stab wounds, leaving him bleeding out in the street. But what made this crime even more disturbing was Charlotte McQuaid's reaction. Instead of stopping her father, she stood by, watched, and laughed as Lewis collapsed in agony. Months before the attack, Charlotte had accused Lewis of something serious. However, the case was dropped with no charges. But Charlotte wasn't done. She held on to her anger and saw Lewis that night outside the nightclub. Instead of walking away, she made a deadly phone call. She called her father, Conor McQuaid, and told him exactly where Lewis was. Within minutes, Conor arrived at the scene, armed and ready for revenge. Both Conor and Charlotte McQuaid were arrested and charged with Section 18 assault, a charge reflecting the extreme level of violence in their attack. On December 16, 2024, at Liverpool Crown Court, they were sentenced. Conor McQuaid received 6 years in prison, with an additional 2 years on extended licence. Charlotte McQuaid was sentenced to 5 years in prison. Their crime shocked the community not just because of the brutality, but because a father and daughter worked together to destroy a life. This case is a reminder that violence breeds more violence, and the people you trust most can sometimes lead you down the darkest path. Was it loyalty? Was it a twisted bond between father and daughter? Either way, they will now spend years behind bars together.